Episode 1, The Spark That Lit the Fire. Picture this. A sleek Los Angeles office buzzing with caffeine and ambition. Glass walls reflecting the late afternoon sun, laptops humming, and the faint clack of heels on polished floors. That's where we find Ellie Martins, 28, hair pulled into a messy bun that says "I'm too busy to care but still look good." She's hunched over her desk, scrolling through emails, when her phone lights up with the notification she's been chasing for months. Her heart does that little flip thing, you know, the one where hope and panic crash into each other. She opens it. There it is in bold letters. Producer credit. Her first real producer credit on a gritty new crime series the company's been hyping for weeks. She lets out a quiet yes under her breath, fist pumping the air like she's in some cheesy movie montage. After years of fetching coffee, kissing ass, and tweaking scripts nobody reads, she's finally in the game. Ellie leans back in her chair, savoring the moment. Her desk is a war zone of sticky notes and half-empty water bottles, but today it feels like a throne. She's earned this. Blood, sweat, and a few too many all-nighters. She glances around the open-plan office. Her colleagues are buried in their own chaos, oblivious to her private victory. Except for Kate Williams, her best friend and the team's resident script ninja. Kate's 32, all sharp edges and sharper tongue, rocking a leather jacket over a band tee like she's auditioning for a punk biopic. She catches Ellie's grin from across the room and mouths, "What's up?" Ellie just winks, promising to spill later over drinks. She's not ready to share this with the world yet. It's hers for a few more minutes. But then the vibe shifts. The glass door to Michael Rivers' office swings open, and out he struts. 45, chiseled jaw, salt and pepper hair that screams "I'm distinguished but still hot." He's the exec producer, the big dog, the guy who can make or break your career with a nod. He's got that effortless charm, the kind that makes you want to impress him even when you hate yourself for it. Today he's in a navy suit, tie loose like he's already halfway to happy hour. He heads straight for Ellie's desk, and heads turn. Not obvious, mind you, just those subtle side eyes people think you don't notice. He leans against her desk, too close, his cologne hitting her like a wave of cedar and bad decisions. "Ellie," he says, voice low and smooth, "congrats on the credit. Told you I'd make it happen." She smiles, tight-lipped, because yeah, he pushed it through, but she damn well earned it too. "Thanks, Michael," she replies, keeping it professional, though her pulse is doing a little dance. He lingers, fingers brushing a stack of papers on her desk, rearranging them for no reason. "You're killing it," he adds, and there's this look in his eyes, a flicker of something that's not just boss to employee. She feels it in her gut, that electric buzz she's been ignoring for weeks. Months, maybe. "Appreciate it," she says, glancing at her screen to break the tension. He chuckles, soft and knowing, then strolls back to his office, leaving a trail of whispers in his wake. Ellie exhales, pretending she didn't notice how the room shifted. But they did. The team. She catches Brianna Taylor's stare from the corner. Brianna's 30, all sleek blonde bob and razor-sharp ambition, the kind of woman who'd sell her soul for a corner office and make you thank her for it. She's been gunning for the same producer spot Ellie just snagged, and the law stings. Brianna's eyes narrow, lips pursed like she's chewing on something sour. Ellie brushes it off. Jealousy's a bitch, right? She's used to it by now. Women in this game get judged twice as hard, and she's not about to let Brianna's shade ruin her day. Later, Ellie's grabbing a coffee in the break room when Kate corners her. "Spill it, girl," Kate says, hip cocked against the counter. "You're glowing like you just won the lottery." Ellie laughs, stirring sugar into her cup. "Producer credit," she says, casual as hell, but Kate whoops loud enough to turn heads. "No shit. That's my girl." She pulls Ellie into a quick hug, then steps back, grinning. "We're celebrating tonight. Tequila's on me." Ellie nods, already tasting the lime and salt. But then Kate's grin turns sly. "So, how'd you swing it?" You sleeping with the boss yet? She's joking, tossing it out like a grenade with the pin still in. Ellie freezes, coffee spoon clattering against the mug. She laughs, too loud, too quick. Yeah, right, Kate. I'd just work harder than you lazy asses. Kate smirks, unconvinced, but lets it drop. They chat about the show, the cast, the insane deadlines, but Ellie's mind drifts. Back to Michael's office. Back to last month, when a late-night script review turned into something else. His hand on her wrist, her breath catching, the desk cold against her thighs. It was one time, she tells herself. Okay, maybe twice. 3 times, tops. But it's done. Over. She's not that girl. She's not the cliché, screwing her way up the ladder. She's got talent, damn it. That credit's proof. Right? The day winds down, and Ellie's packing up when Michael calls her into his office. She hesitates, bag slung over her shoulder, but goes. Inside, it's all leather and glass, the LA skyline sprawling beyond the window. He's behind his desk, tie off now, sleeves rolled up. Close the door, he says, and she does, heart thudding. He stands, circling to her side of the desk, and suddenly he's close again. Too close. Proud of you, he murmurs, and before she can dodge it, his fingers graze her cheek, tucking a stray hair behind her ear. It's quick, subtle, but it's enough. Enough for her to feel that pull again, that stupid, reckless heat. She steps back, muttering a thanks, and bolts for the door. She doesn't see Brianna in the hall, watching. Doesn't see the phone in her hand, the camera lens catching that fleeting touch. Doesn't hear the whisper that's already starting to spread. But it's there. The spark's lit, and this fire's about to burn. Episode 2, Whispers in the Break Room. So, Ellie Martins is riding high on her producer credit, but the air in the office is starting to feel thick, you know, like when you walk into a room and everyone stops talking. It's been a couple of days since Michael's little desk-side congrats, and she's trying to keep her head down, focus on the crime series scripts piling up like a bad Tinder inbox. She's good at this, damn it. She can spin a plot twist that'll make your jaw drop, and she's not about to let anyone forget it. But the thing about glass-walled offices? They don't hide shit. Every glance, every lean-in, it's all on display, and people are starting to notice. It's late afternoon, sun dipping low over LA, casting long shadows across the bullpen. Ellie's at her desk, headphones in, pretending she's not hyper-aware of every move Michael makes. He's been calling her into his office more lately. Script notes, he says. Strategy sessions. And yeah, they talk shop, but there's always that moment, that beat where his voice drops, or his hand lingers on a paper she's passing over. She tells herself it's nothing. She's imagining it. But then she remembers the way his fingers felt on her skin, the heat of his breath when they crossed that line a few weeks back. It was a Thursday night, rain streaking the windows, both of them buzzed on cheap wine and adrenaline after a pitch got greenlit. 1 minute they're laughing about a dumb plot hole, the next she's pressed against his desk, his lips on her neck, her good sense out the window. It was fast, messy, and stupid hot. She swore it wouldn't happen again. Except it did. Twice more. And now? Now it's a secret she's lugging around like a purse full of bricks. She shakes it off, refocuses on her screen. That's when Kate Williams slides into the chair next to her, spinning it like she's auditioning for a stunt double gig. Hey, hotshot, Kate says, popping her gum. You've been AWOL. Drinks tonight, no excuses. Ellie grins, grateful for the distraction. Fine, you win, she says, but you're still buying. Kate laughs, then leans in, voice dropping. So, what's with you and Rivers? You're in there, like, every other day. Ellie's stomach flips, but she keeps it cool. Work, Kate. He's got me on point for the series. Kate squints, not buying it, but before she can push, Brianna Taylor struts by, coffee in hand, smirking like she's got a front row seat to Ellie's unraveling. Speaking of Brianna, she's been a goddamn hawk lately. Ellie catches her in the break room later, pouring almond milk into her mug with the precision of a surgeon. The room's quiet, just the hum of the fridge and the drip of the coffee machine. Ellie's grabbing a water when Brianna turns, all fake casual. "Late night again, huh?" she says, stirring her drink. "Saw you leaving Michael's office past 10. Ellie shrugs, keeps it light. "Deadlines don't sleep, Brianna." But there's a glint in Brianna's eye, sharp and mean. "Sure," she says, "deadlines." She sips her coffee, watching Ellie over the rim like a cat with a mouse. Ellie brushes it off, heads out, but her skin's prickling. That's when I need to pause for a second. Say, "Please pause the video and hit that like button. I'd be so grateful for your comment too." Okay, back to it. The whispers really kick off that night. Ellie's at her desk, packing up, when she overhears two assistants by the copier. "She's always in there," one mutters, "and now she's a producer? Come on." The other snickers. "Talent, my ass. Bet she's got other skills." Ellie freezes, bag half zipped, heat crawling up her neck. She wants to spin around, call them out, but her feet won't move. She's not that girl. She's not. But the doubt's there, gnawing at her, and it tastes like bile. She bolts for the elevator, needing air, needing to not feel their eyes on her back. Flashback time. It's that first night again, rain drumming the windows, Michael's office glowing soft and warm. They're sprawled on his couch, scripts scattered, wine glasses empty. He's laughing at her snarky rewrite of a cheesy line, and she's laughing too, loose and free for once. Then he's closer, too close, and she doesn't pull away. "Your trouble," he says, voice rough, and she smirks. "You started it," she fires back, "and that's it." Clothes hit the floor, reason goes out the window, and it's all heat and bad choices. She loved it. Hated herself for loving it. And now it's haunting her, every late-night glance a reminder she can't shake. Back in the present, Ellie's home, sprawled on her couch with a glass of Pinot, trying to drown the day. Her phone buzzes. Michael. "Good work today," the text reads, simple, innocent. She stares at it, thumb hovering. She shouldn't reply. She does. "Thanks," she types, then adds, "You too." Stupid. So stupid. She tosses the phone, groans into a pillow. Meanwhile, across town, Brianna's at her desk, late, alone. She's rummaging through Michael's trash. Yeah, she's that chick, when her fingers snag on a crumpled note. No signature, just scrawled words in black ink. "Last night was a mistake." She smirks, tucks it into her pocket, and the wheels in her head start spinning. Ellie doesn't know it yet, but the match is struck, and this fire's about to spread. Episode 3, The Promotion Trap. Ellie Martins is starting to feel the heat, and not just the kind that comes with a late LA summer. It's been a week since her producer credit dropped, and the office is a pressure cooker of side eyes and hushed tones. She's at her desk, pretending to tweak a script, but her eyes keep darting to Michael Rivers' office. He's in there, pacing, phone to his ear, looking every bit the power player in his crisp white shirt, sleeves rolled up to show off forearms that, yeah, she's noticed. Too much. She hates that she's still drawn to him, that little tug in her gut every time he glances her way. It's not just the affair, though that's a whole damn mess on its own. It's the way he makes her feel seen, like her ideas matter, like she's more than just another assistant clawing her way up. But now? Now she's wondering if that's all bullshit, if he's just playing her like a cheap guitar. The big blow comes at the Monday staff meeting. Ellie's sipping coffee, trying to look chill, when Michael strides in, all confidence and charm. He runs through updates, cracks a joke about the catering budget, gets the room laughing. Then he drops it. "Team," he says, leaning on the table, "I've got good news." Ellie's producer credit is official, and she's taking lead on the crime series rollout. The room claps, but it's that polite, half-assed kind you give when you're not sure if you're happy or pissed. Ellie smiles, nods, says a quick thanks, excited to be here, but she feels the shift. The air gets heavy. Kate Williams shoots her a thumbs up from across the table, all grins and solidarity, but the rest? Cold stares. Brianna Taylor's got her arms crossed, lips tight, like she's biting back a lemon. The guy next to her, some junior editor named Jake, mutters something under his breath, and the girl beside him snickers. Ellie catches it, barely. Connections, she thinks she hears. Her stomach twists. After the meeting, she's back at her desk, pretending to work, when Kate swings by. "Hey, badass," Kate says, plopping into a chair. "Lead producer? You're killing it." Ellie forces a grin. "Yeah, feels good," she lies, because it doesn't. "Not anymore." Kate tilts her head, studying her. "What's up? You look like someone kicked your dog." Ellie hesitates, then shrugs. "Just tired. Big responsibility, you know?" Kate nods, but her eyes narrow. "Watch your back, okay? People get weird when you climb fast." Ellie laughs it off. "Noted, Mom," she says, but Kate's not wrong. The weird's already started. Later, Michael calls her in. She walks into his office, that familiar mix of leather and cologne hitting her like a memory she can't shake. He's behind his desk, papers spread out, but he stands when she enters, circling to her side. "Ellie," he says, voice low, "you're doing great." "I mean it." She nods, keeps it professional. "Thanks, Michael. I won't let you down." He steps closer, too close again, and she smells the mint on his breath. "I know you won't," he says, and there's that look, that damn flicker that makes her knees weak and her brain scream run. "You're special," he adds, and his hand brushes her arm, light, quick, but enough to send a jolt through her. She steps back, mutters something about deadlines, and bails before she does something stupid. Again. Back in the bullpen, the whispers are louder. She overhears Brianna at the water cooler, all fake concern. "I mean, she's good, but lead producer?" "That's a jump," Brianna says to Jake, who nods like he's solving a mystery. "Right?" "And she's always in his office," he replies, voice dripping with implication. Ellie's ears burn, but she keeps her head down. She's not imagining it now. They think she's sleeping her way up. The worst part? She's starting to wonder if they're right. Did Michael push this because she's good, or because she's his dirty little secret? She shoves the thought down, focuses on her script, but it's there, festering. That night, she's at a dive bar with Kate, tequila shots lined up like soldiers. The place smells like stale beer and regret, but the buzz is starting to soften the edges. Kate's mid-story, something about a disastrous date, when she pauses, squints at Ellie. "You're off, girl. What's eating you?" Ellie downs her shot, wincing at the burn. "Just work," she says, but Kate's not buying it. "Bullshit. It's Rivers, isn't it?" Ellie freezes, lime halfway to her mouth. "What?" "No," she snaps, too fast. Kate raises a brow. "Chill, I'm kidding." "Unless I'm not?" Ellie laughs, shaky, and changes the subject, but her mind's racing. Kate's too close to the truth, and she doesn't even know it. The next day, Ellie's leaving the office late, bag slung over her shoulder, when she spots Michael's car in the lot. Black BMW, sleek and stupidly expensive. She's halfway to her own beat-up Honda when something catches her eye. There, on the passenger seat, lit by the streetlight, is her scarf. The red one she wore last week, the one she thought she'd lost. Her breath catches. She didn't leave it there. Did she? She stares, heart pounding, as a shadow moves nearby. It's Jake, heading to his car, and he stops, follows her gaze. His eyes widen, then flick to her, and she sees it click. "Night, Ellie," he says, smirking, and walks off. She's screwed. She knows it. That scarf's a neon sign, and the whispers are about to turn into a shout. Episode 4, Lipstick on the Collar. Ellie Martins is in deep now, and it's not just the tequila hangover talking. That scarf in Michael Rivers' car? It's like a flare gun went off, and the office is starting to glow with the fallout. She's at her desk the next morning, head pounding, coffee doing a piss-poor job of keeping her awake. She's replaying last night in her mind, Jake's smirk burning a hole in her memory. Did he tell anyone? Is he the type to run his mouth? She doesn't know him well enough to guess, but the way he looked at her, like he'd just won the gossip lottery, has her stomach in knots. She pulls up her script, tries to focus, but every clack of the keyboard feels like a countdown to disaster. The day's barely started when Brianna Taylor slinks into the bullpen, all sleek ponytail and smug energy. She's got her phone in one hand, scrolling like she's on a mission, and Ellie's gut tells her it's not good. Brianna's been a thorn in her side since day one, but lately it's personal. That producer credit Ellie snagged? Brianna wanted it bad, and losing it turned her from bitchy to downright vengeful. Ellie watches her out of the corner of her eye, pretending to type, as Brianna stops by Jake's desk. They whisper, heads close, and Jake's grin says it all. Ellie scarfs out of the bag, figuratively and maybe literally. She grips her mug tighter, ceramic warm against her palms, and tells herself to breathe. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe. Mid-morning, Michael calls her in. She drags her feet down the hall, every step heavy with dread and that stupid, stubborn spark she can't kill. His office is the same as always, all power vibes and expensive furniture, but today it feels like a trap. He's leaning against his desk, casual, hands in his pockets. Ellie, he says, smiling like nothing's wrong, you okay? You look tense. She forces a laugh, dry and brittle. Just busy, she says, hovering near the door. He steps closer, and her pulse kicks up. You're doing great, he murmurs, and then his hands on her hair, fixing a strand that's slipped loose. It's quick, gentle, but too damn intimate for a Monday morning. Her breath catches, and she steps back, muttering a thanks, but the damage is done. She feels eyes on her through the glass, even if she can't see them. She's right to worry. Brianna's in the hall, phone up, snapping a pic before Ellie can blink. The click's silent, but Ellie knows it happened, knows that moment's caught like a fly in amber. She wants to snatch the phone, smash it, but she's frozen, just nods at Brianna like it's no big deal and hightails it back to her desk. Her heart's hammering, palms sweaty, and she's kicking herself for not shutting it down with Michael sooner. She's not some starry-eyed intern. She's 28, for fuck's sake, old enough to know better. But he's got this pull, this way of making her feel like the only person in the room, and it's screwing with her head. Lunch rolls around, and Ellie's hiding out in the break room, picking at a sad salad, when Kate Williams barges in. Yo, Ellie, Kate says, tossing her bag on the table, you're dodging me. What's up? Ellie shrugs, pokes at a tomato. Nothing, just swamped, she says, but Kate's not here for lies. Bullshit, Kate snaps, plopping down across from her. You've been weird since the promotion. Spill it. Ellie hesitates, the truth clawing at her throat. She could tell Kate. She should. They've been tight since Ellie started, swapping war stories over beers, but this? This is messy. It's just stress, she says finally, voice flat. Kate squints, unconvinced. Okay, keep your secrets, she says, but don't say I didn't ask. Ellie nods, relieved, but the guilt's a brick in her chest. She's lying to her best friend, and it sucks. That night, Ellie's home, sprawled on her couch, wine in hand, trying to unwind. Her phone's off, a rare move, because she can't handle Michael's texts right now. She's halfway through a glass when her mind drifts back to that second hookup. It was after a late edit session, everyone gone, just her and Michael in the screening room. He'd cracked a beer, offered her one, and they'd ended up tangled on the couch, screen flickering with some chase scene neither of them watched. It was reckless, sloppy, and she'd loved every second until the guilt hit. Now it's a ghost, haunting her every move. She downs the wine, tells herself it's over, but she knows she's full of shit. Meanwhile, across town, Kate's at her own place, scrolling X, when she gets a text from Brianna. It's the photo. Michael fixing Ellie's hair, close enough to kiss, the angle screaming more than colleagues. Brianna's caption's simple. Thoughts? Kate stares, jaw tight, thumb hovering over the reply. She doesn't answer, just tosses the phone on her bed and grabs a beer. But the seed's planted. Back at the office, Brianna's still there, late, digging through Michael's trash again like a damn raccoon. She finds nothing new, but that photo? It's gold. She smirks, saves it to her cloud, and heads out. Ellie's got no clue, but the noose is tightening, and Kate's about to stumble onto the truth. Episode 5, The Late Night Text. Ellie Martins is losing her grip, and it's not just the lack of sleep talking. The office is a minefield now, every glance a potential explosion, and she's tiptoeing through it with a fake smile and too much coffee. It's Thursday, a week since that damn scarf showed up in Michael Rivers' car, and the whispers have turned into a low hum she can't tune out. She's at her desk, pretending to polish a script, but her eyes keep flicking to her phone. She's been dodging Michael's texts since that hair-fixing moment Brianna caught on camera, but the silence feels louder than the messages ever did. She knows he's waiting, knows he's not the type to let it drop, and it's eating at her. She's not sure what's worse, the guilt or the pull she still feels every time she sees him. The day drags, all meetings and deadlines, and Ellie's running on fumes by nightfall. She's one of the last ones in the office, hunched over her laptop, when her phone buzzes. She glances at it, heart sinking. Michael. Need your input on the finale, the text reads, simple, work-related. She stares at it, thumb hovering. It's legit, right? She's lead producer now, this is her job. But her gut's screaming trap, and she knows it's not just about the script. She types back, can it wait till tomorrow, and hits send before she can overthink it. The reply's instant. Rather not. Come by? She groans, head dropping to her hands. She should say no. She doesn't. Fine, she texts, and grabs her bag, cursing herself the whole way to his office. He's there, tie off, shirt unbuttoned at the collar, looking too good for her sanity. The room's dim, just the desk lamp casting shadows, and he's got a glass of bourbon in hand. Ellie, he says, smiling that slow, dangerous smile, you're a lifesaver. She nods, keeps it brisk. What's the issue, she asks, hovering near the door. He gestures to the couch, scripts spread out, and she sits, keeping distance. They talk shop, actually talk, and for a minute it's normal, just work. But then he's closer, knee brushing hers, and the air shifts. You've been off, he says, voice soft. Everything okay? She shrugs, avoids his eyes. Just busy, she mutters, but he's not buying it. His hands on her wrist, light, testing, and she freezes, caught between pulling away and leaning in. She picks pulling away, stands fast. I should go, she says, and bolts before he can argue. She's home by 11, sprawled on her bed, still wired. Her phone's quiet, and she's almost asleep when it buzzes again. Michael. Missed you tonight, it says, and there's a winking emoji that makes her roll her eyes and flush at the same time. She doesn't reply, just stares at the screen, heart thudding. She's about to toss it when she hears a creak outside her door. She lives alone, shitty apartment, thin walls, but this feels off. She grabs her phone, slips to the window, and peeks out. Nothing. Just LA at night, all horns and streetlights. She shakes it off, locks the door, and crashes, but sleeps a lost cause. Across town, Kate Williams is up too, restless. She's still stewing over that photo Brianna sent, Michael fixing Ellie's hair, the vibe too cozy for comfort. She's tried brushing it off, but it's nagging her. Ellie's her girl, her ride or die, but she's been cagey lately, and Kate's not dumb. She grabs her phone, opens a tracking app they share for safety, just to check. Ellie's dot blinks at home, safe, but Kate frowns. She'd seen it ping near the office way late, after Ellie swore she was out. She texts Ellie, "You good?" No reply. Kate's gut twists. She's not the jealous type, but something's up, and she's starting to hate being in the dark. Back at the office, Brianna's working late again, a habit now. She's got that photo on her laptop, zooming in, smirking at the details. Michael's hand, Ellie's flush. It's not proof, not yet, but it's fuel. She's been dropping hints all week, little digs in the break room, watching the team eat it up. She's got Jake on her side, feeding her scraps, and the scarf stories making rounds. She shuts her laptop, heads out, but not before swinging by Michael's office. Doors locked, lights off, but she spots something on the floor by his desk. A pen, Ellie's, the one with the chewed cap she's always losing. Brianna pockets it, grinning. Another piece for her puzzle. Friday morning hits, and Ellie's dragging ass into work, eyes gritty, nerves shot. She's barely at her desk when Kate storms over, all leather and attitude. "Ellie," Kate says, voice sharp, "we need to talk." Ellie blinks, caught off guard. "What's up?" she asks, but Kate's not playing. "Who's blowing up your phone, Ellie?" she snaps, arms crossed. "You're sneaking around, and I'm not here for it." Ellie's mouth goes dry, heart slamming. Kate's got that look, the one that says she's onto something, and Ellie's got no lie ready. The room's watching now, and she's cornered, no clue how much Kate knows or how fast this is about to blow. Episode 6, The Gossip Mill. Ellie Martins is in the hot seat, and it's not the good kind of heat. She's standing by her desk, Kate Williams looming over her like a storm cloud in ripped jeans, and the office is holding its breath. It's Friday morning, air thick with coffee and unspoken bullshit, and Kate's just dropped the bomb. "Who's blowing up your phone, Ellie?" she'd said, voice cutting through the hum of laptops and whispers. Ellie's brain scrambles, a deer in headlights with no exit. The team's watching, pretending not to, but she feels every pair of eyes like a pinprick. "Kate," she starts, keeping her tone light, "chill, okay? It's just work stuff." Kate's not having it. Her arms stay crossed, brow arched high. "Work stuff that's got you sneaking out at midnight?" "I tracked you, Ellie. You were at the office late." Again. Ellie's stomach drops, cold sweat prickling her neck. She forgot about the damn app, its deadlines, she says, but it's weak, and Kate's glare says she knows it. Before Ellie can dig herself deeper, Brianna Taylor swoops in, all fake concern and venom. "Everything okay, girls?" she asks, voice dripping honey over a razor. Kate spins on her. "Mind your business, Brianna," she snaps, but Brianna just smiles, sipping her latte like she's at a show. "Just checking," she says, then saunters off, leaving a trail of tension. Kate turns back to Ellie, softer now but still pissed. "Talk to me, Ellie. I'm not the enemy." Ellie nods, throat tight. Later, she mutters, "Promise." Kate huffs, stalks off, and Ellie sinks into her chair, head spinning. She's losing Kate, her rock, and it's her own damn fault. The day limps on, and Ellie's a ghost, dodging Michael's office, burying herself in edits. But the gossip's spreading, a slow poison seeping through the bullpen. She's grabbing water later when she overhears it, two assistants by the printer, voices low but not low enough. She's lead producer now, one says, a guy named Tom with a nasally whine. "Yeah, after all those late nights with Rivers," the other, a girl called Sarah, snickers. "Talent? Please. Bet she's got other tricks." Ellie freezes, bottle halfway to her lips, heat flooding her face. She wants to storm over, slap the smirks off them, but her feet are cement. She's not that girl, she tells herself, but the words stick, sharp and ugly. She dumps the water, heads back to her desk, and pretends she didn't hear. But she did, and it's eating her alive. Michael corners her late afternoon, catching her in the hall. He's all casual charm, leaning against the wall, blocking her path. "Ellie," he says, voice smooth, "you're avoiding me." She shrugs, keeps it cool. "Busy, Michael. You know how it is." He steps closer, eyes searching hers. "You sure that's it?" he asks, and there's that tone, the one that makes her weak. She nods, too quick. "Yeah. I'm fine." He tilts his head, unconvinced. "I'll fix this," he says, cryptic, and brushes past her, leaving her rattled. Fix what? The rumors? Her? She's got no clue, but it's too late to ask. That night, she's at home, wine in hand, staring at the ceiling. Her phone's quiet, a small mercy, but her mind's loud. She replays the hookups, all three of them, each one dumber than the last. The third was the worst, a quick, desperate tangle in his car after a rap party, windows fogged, her laughing until it turned serious. She'd told herself it was done after that, but here she is, still tangled up. She's sipping her Pinot when her buzzer goes off. She jumps, spills a little, curses. It's Kate, voice crackling through the intercom. "Let me in, Ellie," Kate says, sharp but tired. Ellie buzzes her up, heart pounding. She's not ready for this, but it's coming anyway. Kate storms in, leather jacket creaking, and doesn't sit. "Talk," she says, arms crossed again. Ellie sighs, sets the wine down. "It's complicated," she starts, but Kate cuts her off. "Don't give me that. You're lying to me, and I hate it." Ellie flinches, guilt clawing her chest. "I'm not sleeping with him," she says, half true, half wish. Kate's eyes narrow. "Then what's with the late nights? The texts?" Ellie opens her mouth, closes it. She's got nothing good, and Kate knows it. "Figure it out," Kate says, and heads for the door, leaving Ellie alone with her mess. Back at the office, Brianna's got the photo on her phone, showing it to Jake over beers at a dive bar. "Look at this," she says, smirking. She's toast. Jake laughs, clinks his glass. "Keep pushing," he says, "she'll crack." Brianna nods, but her night's not done. She's home later, scrolling X, when her phone rings. Unknown number. She answers, curious. Brianna Talo, a woman's voice asks, cool and clipped. "Yeah, who's this?" Brianna says, sitting up. "Lana Rivers," the voice replies. "We need to talk about my husband." Brianna's jaw drops, but she recovers fast, grinning into the dark. Ellie's got no idea, but the phone's ringing off the hook now, and it's not Michael this time. Episode 7, The Power Play. Ellie Martins is drowning, and the water's getting hotter by the second. It's Monday morning, a new week, but the weekend didn't give her a damn break. Kate's pissed, barely texting back after their blowout, and the office is buzzing with a vibe she can't shake. She's at her desk, staring at her script like it's written in code, when Michael Rivers strolls by, all easy swagger and a smile that's too knowing. He doesn't stop, just nods, but it's enough to make her skin crawl. She's been dodging him since that late-night text, since she bolted from his office, and she's starting to wonder if he's her lifeline or the anchor pulling her under. She's not sure she wants the answer. The day's halfway done when Ellie finally snaps. She's been chewing on Kate's words, on the whispers, on that stupid scarf, and it's too much. She grabs her bag, heads for Michael's office, ready to end this, whatever this is. He's there, behind his desk, typing, looking up with that damn grin when she walks in. "Ellie," he says, leaning back, "good to see you." She doesn't sit, just stands, arms crossed. "We need to talk," she says, voice steady despite the shake in her hands. He nods, gestures to the chair, but she stays put. "What's going on with us?" she asks, blunt as hell. His grin fades, just a flicker, and he stands, circling to her side. "What do you mean?" he says, playing dumb, but she's not here for games. "You know what I mean," she snaps, stepping back. The late nights, the texts, the promotion. People are talking, Michael, and I need to know where I stand. He tilts his head, eyes searching hers, and for a second she thinks he'll dodge again. But he doesn't. You're brilliant, Ellie, he says, voice low. That's why you're here. The rest? It's just us. She scoffs, heat rising. Just us? You're married, Michael. There it is, the big ugly truth she's been sidestepping. His jaw tightens, and he runs a hand through his hair. Separated, he says, firm. Mostly. It's complicated. She stares, heart thudding. Mostly, she repeats, incredulous. That's not good enough. He steps closer, voice dropping. I'm working on it, he says, for you. She wants to believe him, wants it bad, but doubts a bitch, and it's loud. She's out of there fast, head spinning, back to her desk with more questions than answers. Separated? Mostly? What the hell does that mean? She's Googling divorce laws on her phone, half-assed, when Brianna Taylor struts into the bullpen, all-purpose and poison. She's got a stack of papers, a pitch, and she's headed for the conference room. Ellie watches, gut twisting, as Brianna lays it out for the team, minus Michael. It's a new series, dark, sexy, a rival to Ellie's crime gig. The room's eating it up, nodding, murmuring approval, and Brianna's basking in it. Ellie's name doesn't come up, but it doesn't have to. This is a power play, pure and simple, and it's aimed at her throat. Later, Ellie's grabbing coffee, still reeling, when Kate corners her. Hey, Kate says, voice clipped but softer than Friday. You okay? Ellie nods, tired. Yeah, just navigating the shitstorm, she says, and Kate snorts. Brianna's pitch, Kate says, it's good. Too good. She's gunning for you. Ellie sighs, stirs her coffee. I know, she mutters. Kate hesitates, then adds, watch Rivers too. He's slick. Ellie freezes, spoon clattering. What's that mean, she asks, but Kate shrugs. Just a hunch, she says, and walks off, leaving Ellie rattled. Kate's too close, again, and Ellie's running out of lies. That night, she's home, wine open, staring at Michael's last text. Missed you tonight. She's about to reply when she stops, scrolls up, rereads the flirty bullshit, the late-night invites. Separated, mostly. It's bullshit, isn't it? She tosses the phone, downs her glass, and paces. She's not some side chick. She's not. But the promotion, the looks, the whispers, they're all tangled up with him, and she hates it. She's mid-rant, talking to her cat like it's therapy, when her buzzer goes. She jumps, spills wine on her shirt, curses loud. It's late, too late for Kate. She hits the intercom. Who is it, she asks, wary. Static, then a woman's voice, cool, unfamiliar. Ellie Martins? We need to talk about Michael. Ellie's blood goes cold. Who's this, she says, but the line's dead. She buzzes again, nothing. She's alone, staring at the door, and her phone's lighting up with a new text. It's Michael. Call me, it says, and she's got no idea who's playing who anymore. Meanwhile, Brianna's at that dive bar again, sipping gin, grinning at her phone. Lana Rivers' call was short, sweet, and brutal. Keep pushing, Lana had said, I'll handle the rest. Brianna's pitch is a hit, and now she's got an ally she didn't expect. She texts Jake, game on, and leans back, savoring the win. Ellie's job's on the line, and Brianna's just getting started. Episode 8, The Breaking Point. Ellie Martins is a live wire, sparking and ready to blow. It's Tuesday morning, and she's barely slept, that mystery buzzer voice still rattling around her skull like a bad song. We need to talk about Michael, the woman had said, cool as ice, then gone silent. Ellie's got no clue who it was, but her gut's screaming trouble, and Michael's call me text is burning a hole in her phone. She's at her desk, coffee cold, script open but untouched, when the office starts its daily hum. She's jumpy, eyes darting to every shadow, half expecting that voice to step out of the walls. She's losing it, and she knows it, but there's no off switch for this mess. The breaking point hits at noon. Brianna Taylor's been strutting around all morning, high off her pitch's buzz, and Ellie's had enough. She's in the break room, grabbing a water, when Brianna waltzes in, all smirks and perfume. "Ellie," Brianna says, leaning against the counter, "heard you're killing it on the crime series." Or, well, trying to. The dig's sharp, and Ellie's temper flares, hot and fast. "What's your deal, Brianna?" she snaps, slamming the fridge shut. Brianna blinks, fake innocent. "Just making conversation," she says, but her eyes glint, mean and bright. Ellie steps closer, voice low. "No, you're stirring shit. You've been at it for weeks. That photo, the whispers, now this pitch? Back off." Brianna laughs, sharp and loud. "Photo? Oh, honey, you mean the one where Rivers is practically undressing you with his hands? That's not on me." Ellie sees red. "You're a snake," she hisses, and Brianna steps up, nose to nose. "And you're a climber," she fires back. "We all know how you got that credit." It's a gut punch, and Ellie's done. "Fuck you," she says, loud, and shoves past her, shoulder clipping Brianna's hard. The water bottle hits the floor, rolls, and the room goes quiet, a few stragglers staring. Brianna calls after her, "Temper, temper, Ellie," but Ellie's out, storming down the hall, chest heaving. She's shaking, adrenaline pumping, and she knows she just fucked up big, but it felt good, too good. She's barely back at her desk when Michael's there, pulling her into his office. "Ellie," he says, voice tight, "what the hell was that?" She spins on him, still wired. "She's been gunning for me, Michael, and you're letting it happen." He shuts the door, steps close. "I've got your back," he says, hands on her shoulders, firm but soft. "I told you I'd fix it." She pulls away, glaring. "Fix it?" "She's got a photo, Michael. People think I'm your whore." The word's harsh, ugly, and his face flinches. "You're not," he says, low. "You're brilliant." "They're jealous." She laughs, bitter. "Jealous? Or right?" He grabs her wrist, pulls her close, and for a second she thinks he'll kiss her, but he just holds her gaze. "Trust me," he says, and she wants to, God help her, she does. She's out of there fast, head a mess, back to the bullpen where the stares are louder now. Kate Williams catches her eye, frowning, but doesn't approach. Ellie's grateful, she can't handle Kate's questions on top of this. She's trying to work, fingers shaky on the keys, when Jake slinks by, smirking. "Nice show," he mutters, and she ignores him, but her blood's boiling again. The day drags, and she's counting minutes to escape when her phone buzzes. "Michael. Meet me tonight," it says, "we'll sort this." She stares, torn, and doesn't reply, but she knows she'll go. She's weak for him, and she hates it. That night, she's home, pacing, wine untouched. She's replaying the fight, Brianna's smug face, Michael's hands on her. She's about to text him when her buzzer goes again. She freezes, heart slamming. "Who is it?" she calls, voice sharp. No answer, just static. She's done playing. She grabs her phone, dials Michael, but it's busy. She's alone, buzzing with rage and fear, when she hears footsteps outside, heavy, deliberate. She peeks through the blinds, sees nothing, but the air's thick, wrong. She's locking the door when her phone lights up, a text from an unknown number. "He's lying," it reads, and her knees buckle. Across town, Brianna's at her place, grinning at her phone. She's got the fight on video, thanks to Jake's sneaky recording in the break room. It's grainy, but Ellie's "fuck you" rings clear, and Brianna's already sent it to a few key players. She's sipping gin, savoring the chaos, when Lana Rivers calls again. "Good work," Lana says, voice smooth. "Keep it coming." Brianna nods, plotting. Ellie's cracking, and Brianna's got the hammer ready. But at the office, late, someone's slipping a note under Michael's door, and signed, scrawled in red. She knows, it says, and the game's about to flip. Episode 9, The Leak. Ellie Martins is a wreck, and the cracks are showing. It's Wednesday morning, and she's slumped at her desk, eyes gritty from a night of no sleep and too much wine. That text, "He's lying," from an unknown number, is still glowing in her brain, a neon sign she can't turn off. She's got no idea who sent it, but it's got her paranoid, jumping at every buzz, every shadow. The office is its usual chaos, phones ringing, keyboards clacking, but there's a new edge today, a buzz she feels in her bones. She's sipping coffee, trying to focus, when Kate Williams slides by, leather jacket creaking, face tight. "Ellie," Kate says, voice low, "we're not good, but check your phone. Now." Ellie blinks, fumbles for it, and her heart stops. There's a video, forwarded from Kate, grainy but unmistakable. Her voice, loud and pissed, yelling "fuck you" at Brianna in the break room. Her stomach lurches, coffee turning sour in her throat. She hits play, volume off, and watches herself shove past Brianna, water bottle rolling, the whole ugly scene caught on camera. "Shit," she mutters, hands shaking. Kate leans in, grim. "It's everywhere, Ellie. Teen chat, email threads. You're viral, and not in a cute cat way." Ellie's head spins, panic clawing up her chest. "Who?" she croaks, but she knows. Brianna Taylor's smug face flashes in her mind, and Kate confirms it. "Jake shot it," Kate says, "but Brianna's the one spreading it like herpes." Ellie groans, buries her face in her hands. She's screwed, her temper's a public bonfire now, and the whispers about her and Michael? They're about to get louder. The day's a blur, and Ellie's dodging stares, keeping her head down. She's in the bathroom later, splashing water on her face, when Sarah from editing walks in, smirking. "Rough week, huh?" Sarah says, all fake sympathy. Ellie glares, wipes her hands. "Yeah, thanks for the update," she snaps, and storms out, but Sarah's laugh follows her. She's back at her desk when Michael texts. "My office, now," it says, and she drags herself there, dread heavy in her gut. He's pacing when she walks in, tie loose, jaw tight. "Ellie," he says, stopping, "I saw the video. You okay?" She laughs, bitter. "No, Michael, I'm not. Everyone thinks I'm a slut who can't control herself." He steps close, too close, and grabs her shoulders. "They're wrong," he says, fierce. "I'll handle Brianna." She pulls away, shaking her head. "You keep saying that, but it's worse every day." He softens, eyes searching hers. "Trust me," he says again, but it's hollow now, and she's not sure she does. She's out fast, back to her desk, where Kate's waiting. "Ellie," Kate says, voice sharp, "I'm done guessing. You're a mess, and it's him, isn't it?" Ellie freezes, caught. "Kate," she starts, but Kate cuts her off. "Don't lie. I saw the photo, the texts, now this. You're screwing Rivers, and it's killing you." Ellie's eyes sting, throat tight. "It's over," she says, weak, and Kate scoffs. "Sure it is," she says, and walks off, leaving Ellie alone, gutted. Her best friend's slipping away, and it's her own damn fault. That night, she's home, staring at her phone, the video looping in her head. She's about to text Kate, beg for forgiveness, when it buzzes. Unknown number again. "Check X," it says, and her hands tremble as she opens the app. There it is, the video, posted anonymously but tagged with the company's handle. Comments are brutal. "Sleeping her way up, now throwing tantrums," one reads. "Typical," another says. "Her chest caves, breath shallow." She's a punchline now, a cautionary tale, and she can't stop scrolling, can't stop the tears. She's mid-breakdown when her buzzer goes, loud and jarring. She wipes her face, hits the intercom. "Who?" she snaps, voice raw. "Lana Rivers," a woman says, calm, cold. Open the door. Ellie's world tilts. Michael's wife? Here? She buzzes her up, numb, and minutes later, Lana's in her living room, all sleek blonde hair and designer coat. She's 40, maybe, sharp-featured, eyes like steel. Ellie, Lana says, sitting without asking, we've got a problem. Ellie stares, mute. Michael, Lana continues, crossing her legs. He's a liar, and you're his latest toy. Ellie flinches, finds her voice. I'm not, she says, but it's weak. Lana smiles, thin and mean. Oh, you are, she says. But don't worry, I'm not here to fight. I'm here to win. Ellie's head spins, questions piling up, but Lana stands, heads for the door. Think about it, she says, and she's gone, leaving Ellie reeling, alone with a truth she's not ready to face. Across town, Brianna's at her place, grinning at the chaos, sipping wine. She's winning, and it feels good. But at the office, late, Michael's at his desk, staring at that red-inked note. She knows, it reads, and his hands shake as he dials Lana, no answer. Ellie's got no clue, but the walls are closing in, and someone's about to knock them down. Episode 10, The Confrontation. Ellie Martins is a walking bruise, tender and raw, and Lana Rivers just kicked her square in the chest. It's Thursday morning, and she's still reeling from last night's ambush. You're his latest toy, Lana had said, cool as a blade, before waltzing out of Ellie's apartment like she owned it. Ellie barely slept, her couch a crime scene of wine stains and crumpled tissues, her phone a graveyard of unanswered texts from Michael. She's at her desk now, eyes bloodshot, coffee doing nothing but making her hands shake. The office hums around her, oblivious, but she feels like a spotlight's burning through her skull. That video's still rippling, the ex comments a festering wound, and Kate's cold shoulder is a fresh cut. She's alone, and it's suffocating. She's mid-script, pretending to work, when her phone buzzes. Michael. Need you in my office, it says, and she groans, loud enough for Jake to smirk from across the room. She drags herself there, every step heavy, dread pooling in her gut. He's behind his desk, tie straight for once, but his eyes are tired, shadowed. Ellie, he says, standing, you look like hell. She snorts, crosses her arms. Thanks, Michael. Real sweet. He circles to her, close but not touching. Lana came to you, he says, not a question, and her breath catches. Yeah, she says, voice tight. She did. Said some shit I can't unhear. His jaw ticks, and he runs a hand through his hair. She's playing games, he says, low. We're done, Ellie. I told you, separated. She steps back, glaring. Mostly, she snaps, throwing his word back. That's not done. He grabs her arm, gentle but firm. Listen, he says, eyes locked on hers, she's bitter. Wants to hurt me through you. Don't let her. Ellie pulls free, heart hammering. She called me your toy, she says, voice breaking. Is that what I am? He flinches, steps closer. No, he says, fierce. You're everything she's not. Smart, real, alive. She wants to believe him, wants it so bad it hurts, but Lana's steel gaze is branded in her mind. I don't know what to believe, she mutters, and bolts before he can reel her back in. She's back at her desk, head a mess, when Brianna Taylor struts by, all confidence and venom. Rough day, Ellie? Brianna says, smirking, and Ellie ignores her, fingers clenched on her mouse. But Brianna's pitch is gaining traction, whispers of it replacing Ellie's series floating around, and it's salt in the wound. She's losing ground, fast, and Michael's promises feel like smoke. She's grabbing water later when Kate corners her, face hard. Ellie, Kate says, I'm out. You're lying, and I can't. Ellie's gut twists. Kate, she pleads, please, I'm trying. Kate shakes her head. Try harder, she says, and walks off, leaving Ellie hollow. That night, she's home, staring at her phone, Michael's texts piling up. Talk to me, one says, then, I'll fix this. She's about to reply when her buzzer goes, sharp and loud. She jumps, spills her water, curses. Who? She snaps into the intercom. Lana, that cool voice replies, and Ellie's blood freezes. She buzzes her up, numb, and Lana's back, same coat, same steel eyes. Ellie, Lana says, stepping in, we didn't finish. Ellie crosses her arms, wary. What do you want? She asks, voice steady despite the shake. Lana sits, uninvited, legs crossed. To help you, she says, smiling thin. Michael's a liar. Always has been. Ellie scoffs. And you're what, my savior? Lana's smile widens. No, she says, but I can ruin him. With you. Ellie stares, head spinning. Why me? She asks, and Lana leans forward, voice dropping. Because you're not the first, she says, and it's a punch to the gut. He's done this before. Assistants, interns, anyone who'd bite. You're just the latest. Ellie's knees wobble, but she holds firm. Prove it, she says, defiant, and Lana nods, pulls out her phone. She scrolls, shows a photo, grainy but clear. Michael, younger, with a brunette, too close, too familiar. Her name was Claire, Lana says. Left the company in tears. There's more. Ellie's throat closes, bile rising. Get out, she croaks, and Lana stands, calm. Think it over, she says, and leaves, the door clicking shut like a gunshot. Ellie's alone, shaking, the photo burned in her eyes. She grabs her phone, texts Michael. We're done, she types, hits send, and collapses, tears hot and fast. Across town, Brianna's at her bar, sipping gin, plotting with Jake. Lana's in, she says, grinning. Ellie's toast. Jake nods, clinks her glass. At the office, Michael's staring at Ellie's text, face pale, when his phone rings. Lana. He doesn't answer, but the noose is tightening, and Ellie's caught in the middle. Episode 11, The Reckoning. Ellie Martins is a hollowed-out shell, running on fumes and fury. It's Friday morning, and she's still reeling from Lana Rivers' bombshell. You're not the first, Lana had said, that photo of Michael with Claire searing into Ellie's brain like a brand. She's at her desk, eyes red, coffee untouched, the office buzzing around her like nothing's wrong. But everything's wrong. She texted Michael we're done last night, and he's been radio silent since, no calls, no texts, just a void where his charm used to be. She's glad, mostly, but there's a sick little part of her that misses it, misses him, and she hates herself for it. She's 28, not some lovesick kid, but here she is, gutted by a man who's played this game before. She's mid-script, typing nonsense, when her phone buzzes. Unknown number. Meet me. Coffee shop on 5th. Noon, it reads, and her stomach flips. Lana? She shouldn't go, but she's too raw, too pissed to sit still. She grabs her bag, slips out, ignoring Kate Williams' worried glance from across the room. The coffee shop's a hole in the wall, all chipped mugs and sticky tables, and Lana's there, blonde hair pulled tight, eyes sharp. Ellie, Lana says, nodding to the seat across, sit. Ellie does, arms crossed. What now? She asks, voice rough. Lana sips her latte, calm as ever. I've got more, she says, sliding a folder over. Emails, photos, proof he's a serial bastard. You in? Ellie stares at the folder, heart pounding. She flips it open, scans. There's Claire, emails from Michael promising her the moon, then another girl, Rachel, same vibe, same lies. Her hands shake, rage boiling. Why me? She asks again, and Lana leans in, voice low. Because you're still here, she says. You've got fight. I need that. Ellie scoffs, bitter. To ruin him, she says, and Lana nods, slow. He ruined me first, she says, and there's a crack in her steel, a flash of pain. Ellie hesitates, then shuts the folder. "I'll think," she mutters, and bolts, head spinning. Back at the office, she's a ghost, dodging Michael's office, burying herself in work. But the folder's in her bag, a ticking bomb, and she can't unsee it. She's grabbing water later when Brianna Taylor saunters by, smirking. "Heard you're on thin ice, Ellie," Brianna says, all venom and glee. Ellie glares, keeps it short. "Heard you're a bitch," she fires back, and Brianna laughs, unfazed. "Keep digging, honey," she says, and struts off, leaving Ellie fuming. Brianna's pitch is winning, Ellie's series is wobbling, and Michael's not lifting a finger. She's losing everything, and it's his fault. That night, she's home, wine open, folders spread on her table. She's digging now, fueled by spite. She Googles Claire, finds an old ex profile, posts about a breakdown, a job lost. Rachel's next, a LinkedIn ghost, gone after a stint at the company. There's a pattern, a trail of broken girls, and Ellie's name's on the list. She's crying, angry tears, when her phone buzzes. "Michael. We need to talk," it says, and she deletes it, hands shaking. But curiosity's a bitch, and she's on her laptop, hacking into old company emails, a trick Kate taught her. She's scrolling, when she finds it. An email from Michael to Brianna, years back. "You're special," it reads, same line he fed Ellie, and there's a reply, flirty, eager. Brianna was one too. Ellie's jaw drops, rage and betrayal crashing in. She's pacing, wine glass trembling, when her buzzer goes. She jumps, spills, curses loud. "Who?" she snaps into the intercom. "Kate," comes the reply, tired but firm. Ellie buzzes her up, braced for a fight, but Kate's not mad, just done. "Ellie," Kate says, stepping in, "I'm out unless you talk." Ellie breaks, tears spilling. "He's a liar," she chokes, "Lana, Brianna, all of it. I'm fucked." Kate softens, pulls her into a hug. "You're not," Kate says, fierce. "We'll fix it." Ellie clings, relief and guilt mixing, but the folder's still there, a weapon she's not sure she'll use. Across town, Brianna's at her bar, sipping gin, texting Lana. "She's cracking," Brianna writes, grinning. Lana replies, "Good. Push." At the office, Michael's late, staring at that red note, she knows, when his phone pings. An email, old, forwarded from an anonymous account. Him to Brianna, flirty as hell. His face pales, hands shake, and he knows the past is catching up, fast. Episode 12, The Betrayal. Ellie Martins is a lit fuse, burning hot and fast. It's Saturday, and she's holed up in her apartment, the folder from Lana Rivers spread across her table like a crime scene. That email she found last night, Michael to Brianna, "You're special," is a knife in her gut, twisting every time she reads it. Brianna Taylor, the smug bitch who's been gunning for her, was one of Michael's girls too. Same lies, same game, just a different year. Ellie's hands shake as she sips her coffee, cold now, the bitterness matching her mood. She's done crying, done feeling sorry. Now she's pissed, and it's a fire she's ready to aim. Kate Williams is sprawled on her couch, nursing a beer, the only anchor keeping Ellie from going full scorched earth. "He's a dick," Kate says, voice rough from last night's talk. "But what's the play?" Ellie paces, bare feet slapping the floor. "I've got proof," she says, nodding at the folder. Lana's stuff, the emails. Brianna's in it too. Kate sits up, eyes narrowing. "Brianna," she repeats, and Ellie nods, fierce. "Yeah, she fucked him years ago. Same bullshit he pulled with me." Kate whistles, low. "That's a twist," she says, grinning a little. "She's been playing holier than thou while she's just as dirty." Ellie stops, hands on hips. "Exactly," she says. "I'm done being her punching bag. She wants my job? Fine. I'll take hers first." Kate raises her beer. "That's my girl," she says, and Ellie feels a spark of something like hope, but it's dark, edged with spite. She's back at the laptop, digging deeper, fueled by rage and caffeine. She's got Brianna's pitch files, snagged from a shared drive she still has access to, a little hack she's not proud of but doesn't regret. It's good, damn good, all dark twists and sexy hooks, and it's winning the team over. Ellie's series is fading, whispers of budget cuts circling, and Brianna's riding high. But Ellie's not out yet. She's got a plan, reckless and mean, and it's starting to take shape. She texts Lana, "I'm in," and gets a reply fast. Good. "Meet me tomorrow," Lana writes, and Ellie's stomach flips, but she's committed now, no turning back. Monday hits, and Ellie's at the office, a storm in a cheap blazer. She's got Brianna's pitch on a USB, tweaked just enough to claim it, and she's ready to swing. The team's in the conference room, Michael at the head, Brianna smirking by his side. Ellie walks in late, deliberate, and all eyes snap to her. "Ellie," Michael says, surprised, "you're up?" She nods, cool as hell. "Got something new," she says, plugging in the USB. She launches into it, Brianna's pitch with her spin, and the room's hooked, nodding, murmuring approval. Michael's grinning, proud, oblivious, and Brianna's face is a slow-motion car crash, realization dawning. "That's mine," Brianna hisses, but Ellie cuts her off, smooth. "Inspired by you, sure," she says, "but I made it better." The lie's bold, and the team buys it, clapping when she's done. Brianna's fuming, cornering Ellie after. "You stole it," she snaps, voice shaking. Ellie steps close, voice low. "Like you stole my piece with that video?" "We're even." Brianna's eyes flash, but she's got no proof, not yet, and Ellie walks off, heart pounding but head high. Michael catches her in the hall, beaming. "Ellie," he says, "that was brilliant." She nods, keeps it short. "Thanks," she says, and brushes past, his touch a memory she's shedding. She's back at her desk, adrenaline buzzing, when Kate swings by, grinning. "You're a savage," Kate says, and Ellie laughs, shaky but real. "Had to," she says, but the wind's hollow, tainted by how low she's sunk. That night, she's home, wine in hand, replaying it all. She's got Brianna's pitch, Michael's praise, but Lana's shadow looms. She's meeting her tomorrow, and the folder's still there, a loaded gun. She's sipping, lost in thought, when her phone buzzes. Unknown number. "Nice move," it reads, but he's still lying. Ellie's gut twists, rage flaring anew. She's about to text Lana when her buzzer goes, loud and sharp. "Who?" she snaps into the intercom. "Jake," comes the reply, smug. She buzzes him up, wary, and he's in her doorway, smirking. "Heard you pulled a fast one," Jake says, leaning in. Brianna's pissed. Ellie glares. "Good," she says, but he's not done. "Found something else," he adds, holding up his phone. It's an email, old, Michael to Brianna, flirty as hell. Ellie's jaw drops, and Jake grins. "Game's not over," he says, and leaves her reeling. Across town, Brianna's at her bar, seething, texting Lana. "She stole it," she writes, and Lana replies, "Let her. We've got bigger." Brianna smirks, plotting. At the office, Michael's late, staring at Ellie's pitch notes, when his phone pings. Another anonymous email, him to Rachel, "You're special." His face drains, and he knows the past is a noose, tightening fast. Episode 13, The Counterstrike. Ellie Martins is a loaded gun, cocked and aimed, and she's not sure who's getting the bullet first. It's Tuesday morning, and she's still buzzing from stealing Brianna Taylor's pitch, the office victory a jagged high that's already souring. Jake's late-night drop, that old email of Michael flirting with Brianna, is a live wire in her hand, sparking with betrayal. She's at her desk, coffee cold, eyes burning from a night of plotting with Kate Williams, who's back in her corner, fierce and loyal. The folder from Lana Rivers sits heavy in her bag, proof of Michael's trail of broken girls, and Ellie's meeting her today, ready to pull the trigger. She's done playing victim, done letting Michael's charm and Brianna's venom run her life. It's her turn now, and it's gonna hurt. She's in the coffee shop on 5th again, same sticky tables, same chipped mugs, and Lana's there, all cool blonde precision. Ellie, Lana says, sliding a new envelope over, you're in deep now. Ellie nods, takes it, heart thudding. What's this, she asks, voice steady despite the shake. Lana sips her coffee, eyes sharp. More ammo, she says. Contracts, NDAs, payouts. He's covered his tracks, but not well enough. Ellie flips it open, scans. There's Claire's name, a hush money check, Rachel's too, and others, a list of ghosts Michael left behind. Her stomach twists, rage simmering. Why trust me with this, she asks, and Lana leans in, voice low. Because you're angry, she says, and anger's a hell of a weapon. Ellie nods, slow. He's done, she says, and Lana smiles, thin and cold. Good, she says, and leaves Ellie with the arsenal. Back at the office, Ellie's a storm, moving fast. She's got Brianna's pitch locked in, the team's praise still ringing, but she's not stopping there. She's in the conference room later, pitching again, this time weaving Lana's dirt into a new angle, a series about corporate predators, veiled but biting. Michael's there, grinning, clueless, and the room's hooked, clapping loud. Brianna's absent, called away, and Ellie savors the win, her words a blade aimed at Michael's chest. He pulls her aside after, beaming. Ellie, he says, you're on fire. She nods, keeps it cool. Thanks, she says, and slips away, his praise a hollow echo. She's playing him now, and it feels good, damn good. She's at her desk, buzzing, when Kate swings by, grinning. You're a badass, Kate says, leaning in. That pitch? Savage. Ellie laughs, shaky but real. Had to, she says, and Kate nods as fierce. He's toast, she says, and Ellie feels it, the shift, the power. But it's not clean, not pure, and she knows it. She's sinking to their level, Brianna's, Michael's, Lana's, and it's a muddy thrill. She's mid-thought when Brianna storms in, face a thundercloud, straight for Ellie. You stole my pitch, Brianna hisses, loud, heads turning. Ellie stands, calm as hell. Prove it, she says, voice low, and Brianna falters, rage choking her. You're done, Brianna spits, but Ellie steps close, eyes hard. Try me, she says, and MBA storms off, fuming, outmatched for once. That night, Ellie's home, wine open, Lana's envelope spread out. She's texting Kate, we've got him, when her phone buzzes. Michael. Love today, it says, and she deletes it, heart cold. She's done with his games, done being his toy. She's sipping, plotting, when her buzzer goes, sharp and loud. Who? She snaps into the intercom. Jake, comes the reply, smug again. She buzzes him up, wary, and he's in her doorway, grinning, phone out. More gold, he says, showing an email, Michael to Claire, meet me tonight. Ellie's jaw tightens, rage flaring. Why you? She asks, and Jake shrugs. I hate him, he says, and Brianna's a bonus. He leaves, and Ellie's alone, fire in her veins, ready to burn it all down. Across town, Brianna's at her bar, seething, texting Lana. She's winning, Brianna writes, and Lana replies, not for long. Brianna smirks, plotting, but she's late. At the office, Michael's late too, staring at Ellie's new pitch notes, when his phone pings. Another anonymous email, him to Rachel, you're everything. His hands shake, face pale, and he dials Lana, no answer. Ellie's counterstrike's landing, and Brianna's walking in, ready to swing back. Episode 14, The Fallout. Ellie Martins is riding a high that's about to crash, and she can feel the ground shaking. It's Wednesday morning, and her counterstrike, that stolen pitch laced with Lana Rivers' dirt, has the office buzzing. She's at her desk, coffee hot for once, replaying yesterday's win, the team's claps, Michael's clueless grin. But it's a jagged thrill, tainted by the muck she's wading through. Brianna talos out for blood after Ellie swiped her work, and Lana's envelope, stuffed with Michael's sins, is a live grenade in her bag. She's texting Kate Williams, "It's working," when Brianna storms in, a hurricane in heels, straight for the conference room. Ellie's gut twists, knows this is it, the fallout's here, and it's gonna be ugly. The room's packed, Michael at the head, team murmuring, when Brianna slams her laptop down, face a mask of fury. "Ellie stole my pitch," she says, loud, voice cutting through the hum. Heads snap, eyes dart, and Ellie stands, cool as hell. "Prove it," she says again, same line, same steel, but Brianna's ready this time. She clicks, pulls up files, timestamps, drafts, a trail Ellie didn't cover. "Here," Brianna says, pointing, "my work, her theft." The room shifts, murmurs rising, and Michael's frown deepens. "Ellie," he says, voice tight, "explain." She shrugs, bold. Inspired, not stolen, she lies, but it's thin, and Brianna pounces. "Bullshit," she snaps, "and that's not all." Brianna's got the photo now, Michael fixing Ellie's hair, blown up on the screen, and the room gasps, whispers exploding. "She's sleeping with him," Brianna says, venom dripping, "that's her real talent." Ellie's face burns, rage and shame colliding, but she holds firm. "You're desperate," she says, voice low, "and it's sad." Brianna laughs, sharp. "Desperate? Look at you, Ellie, caught." Michael stands, hands up. "Enough," he says, firm, "both of you, out." But Brianna's not done. "Ask her about the late nights," she says, smirking, "ask him." The room's a powder keg, and Ellie's the match, burning out. She's in the hall, head spinning, when Michael grabs her arm. "Ellie," he says, low, "what the hell?" She pulls free, glaring. "You did this," she hisses, "you and your games." He flinches, steps back. "I didn't tell her," he says, but she's done with his half-truths. "You threw me under," she says, voice breaking, "after everything." He reaches, but she's gone, storming to her desk, chest heaving. The team's staring, whispering, and she's a spectacle, a train wreck they can't look away from. She's packing up, ready to bolt, when Kate catches her, fierce. "Ellie," Kate says, "don't run." Ellie shakes her head, tears hot. "I'm done, Kate," she says, "it's over." That night, she's home, wine open, Lana's envelope untouched. She's replaying Brianna's takedown, Michael's betrayal, when her phone buzzes. Unknown number. "You're not out," it reads, and her gut twists. "Lana?" She's about to text back when her buzzer goes, loud and sharp. "Who?" she snaps into the intercom. "Kate," comes the reply, urgent. She buzzes her up, and Kate's in, all leather and fire. "Ellie," Kate says, pacing, "I've got something." She pulls out her phone, shows a file, Brianna's resume, fake credits glowing. "She lied," Kate says, grinning. "Years back, cooked it all." Ellie stares, hope flickering, dark and wild. "We can use this," she says, voice rough, and Kate nods, fierce. "Oh, we will," she says, and Ellie's back, a spark in the ashes. Across town, Brianna's at her bar, sipping gin, texting Lana. "She's down," Brianna writes, smug, and Lana replies, "Not yet." Brianna frowns, uneasy. At the office, Michael's late, staring at Ellie's desk, when his phone pings. Another anonymous email, him to Claire, "Meet me." His hands shake, face pale, and he dials Lana, no answer. He's sinking, and Ellie's got a lifeline, but the war's not over, and Kate's wild card is about to flip the board. Episode 15, The Redemption. Ellie Martins is clawing her way back, bloody and bruised but breathing. It's Thursday morning, and she's at her apartment, Kate Williams sprawled on her couch, that bombshell about Brianna Taylor's fake resume glowing on her phone. Ellie's a mess, hair wild, eyes red from yesterday's meltdown, but there's a fire in her now, sparked by Kate's wild card. Brianna's been riding high, tearing Ellie down with that stolen pitch reveal and the affair rumors, but this? This is a crack in her armor, and Ellie's ready to swing a hammer. She's sipping coffee, strong and black, while Kate grins, all leather and mischief. We've got her, Kate says, voice rough with glee. She faked her way in, Ellie. Years of bullshit credits. Ellie nods, slow, a grin tugging at her lips. Time to flip the script, she says, and it's on. She's at the office by noon, head high, no more skulking. The bullpen's still buzzing from Brianna's takedown, whispers trailing her like smoke, but she's past caring. She's got Lana Rivers' envelope in her bag, Michael's dirt a heavy weight, and Kate's proof on her phone, a loaded gun. She's in the conference room later, team gathered, Michael at the head, Brianna smirking by his side. Ellie steps up, voice steady. I've got something, she says, and plugs in her USB. She lays it out, calm, brutal. I messed up, she starts, took Brianna's pitch. I own that. But I'm not the only one playing dirty. The room shifts, eyes wide, and she drops it. Brianna's resume, she says, clicking, fake. Credits she never earned, jobs she never had. The screen glows with proof, Kate's dig laid bare, and Brianna's face drains, white as bone. Michael leans forward, frowning. Ellie, he says, this true? She nods, firm. Check it, she says, and Brianna stammers, she's lying, it's a setup. But the team's murmuring, doubt creeping, and Ellie's not done. I've been a mess, she says, voice raw, caught up with Michael, yeah, it happened. But I'm good at this job. I earned my shot. She locks eyes with him, unflinching. You pushed me up, Michael, but I stayed up on my own. He flinches, nods, and the room's quiet, a stunned kind of respect settling in. Brianna bolts, muttering curses, and Ellie stands tall, redemption a bitter, hard-won taste. Later, Kate's by her desk, grinning. You're a badass, Kate says, and Ellie laughs, real this time. Couldn't without you, she says, and Kate shrugs, fierce. We're a team, dumbass, she says, and Ellie feels it, the bond rebuilt, stronger now. Michael pulls her aside after, voice low. Ellie, he says, I'm sorry. I fucked up. She nods, cold. Yeah, you did, she says, and I'm done cleaning it. He steps back, hands up, and she walks off, free, lighter than she's been in weeks. That night, she's home, wine open, Lana's envelope still there. She's texting Lana, it's over, when her phone buzzes. Unknown number. He's not clean yet, it reads, and her gut twists. She's about to reply when her buzzer goes, sharp and loud. Who? She snaps into the intercom. Lana, comes the reply, cool, clipped. Ellie buzzes her up, wary, and Lana's in, all steel eyes and purpose. Ellie, Lana says, sitting, good work, but he's still lying. Ellie frowns, tired. What now, she asks, and Lana leans in, voice low. He's got a new girl, she says, already lined up. Ellie's jaw drops, rage flickering back. Who, she asks, and Lana smiles, thin. You'll see, she says, and leaves, dropping a photo on the table. It's Michael, too close to Sarah from editing, and Ellie's blood boils, a new fight brewing. Across town, Brianna's at her bar, seething, texting Jake. She's dead, Brianna writes, and Jake replies, chill, we'll hit back. At the office, Michael's late, staring at Ellie's empty chair, when his phone pings. Another anonymous email, him to Sarah, meet me. His face pales, hands shake, and he knows he's caught, again, but Ellie's not done fighting, and the next round's coming fast. Episode 16, the final cut. Ellie Martins is standing on the edge, battered but unbroken, and the view's a hell of a mix. It's Friday morning, and she's at her desk, the office humming around her like nothing's changed, but everything has. Lana Rivers' last bombshell, that photo of Michael Rivers cozying up to Sarah from editing, is a fresh scar, proof he's already moved on, same game, new pawn. Ellie's got Brianna Taylor's fake resume pinned to the wall now, her own redemption a shaky victory after yesterday's showdown. She's sipping coffee, strong and bitter, replaying it all, the lies, the fights, the messy climb. Kate Williams is by her side, her rock, grinning over a donut she swiped from the break room. "You're a legend," Kate says, voice rough with pride, and Ellie laughs, tired but real. "A bruised one," she says, and it's true, she's got the marks to prove it. The day's tense, air thick with fallout. Brianna's out, fired fast after Ellie's reveal, her desk cleared by noon, a ghost in heels gone quiet. Ellie's series is back on track, budget restored, teen nodding her way with grudging respect. But Michael's the loose thread, still at the top, still smiling that damn smile. She's in the conference room later, wrapping notes, when he walks in, tie loose, eyes shadowed. "Ellie," he says, voice low, "we need to clear this." She stands, arms crossed, steel in her spine. "Clear what?" she asks, sharp. "You're already on to Sarah." His face flickers, caught, and he steps close. "It's not what you think," he says, but she cuts him off, fierce. "It's exactly what I think, Michael. You're a leech, and I'm done bleeding." He flinches, hands up. "I'm sorry," he says, and it's almost real, almost enough, but she's past it. "Good," she says, "stay sorry," and walks out, head high, leaving him alone with his mess. She's back at her desk, packing up, when Kate swings by, fierce. "He's toast," Kate says, and Ellie nods, slow. "Not yet," she mutters, thinking of Lana, the envelope still heavy with dirt. She's kept it, a quiet ace, but she's not sure she'll play it. She's won her spot, her dignity, and that's enough, maybe. That night, she's home, wine open, staring at the city through her window. LA sprawls out, all lights and secrets, and she's part of it now, scarred but standing. She's texting Kate, "We made it," when her phone buzzes. "Lana." "He's out," it reads, and Ellie frowns, dials her fast. "What?" she asks when Lana picks up, voice cool. "Fired," Lana says, smug. Board saw the emails. Anonymous tip. Ellie's jaw drops, heart racing. "You?" she asks, and Lana laughs, soft. "Maybe," she says, "or you've got more friends than you think." The line clicks dead, and Ellie's reeling, wine forgotten. Michael's gone, just like that, and she's free, but it's not clean, not simple. She's sipping later, lost in thought, when the news hits X, Michael Rivers, ousted for misconduct, whispers of affairs, payouts, a trail of wreckage. Ellie scrolls, sees her name tangled in it, but it's distant now, a story she's outlived. She's wiser, harder, but still here, still fighting. Kate texts, "Drinks tomorrow," and Ellie smiles, types back, "Hell yes." She's got her friend, her job, a second chance, and it's bittersweet, a win carved from chaos. She's about to crash, exhaustion pulling, when her buzzer goes, late and sharp. "Who?" she snaps into the intercom, wary. "Johnson," a man's voice says, unfamiliar, deep. "New exec. We need to talk." Ellie freezes, heart thudding. She buzzes him up, opens the door, and he's there, 40-something, sharp suit, sharper eyes. "Ellie Martins," he says, stepping in, "heard you're the one to watch." She nods, cautious. "Maybe," she says, and he smiles, thin. "Good," he says, "we've got plans." He leaves fast, no details, just a card on her table, and she's alone, staring at it, pulse racing. Michael's gone, but the game's not, and she's still in it, a player now, not a pawn. Her phone buzzes, late, a text from Michael. "We need to talk," it reads, desperate, and she deletes it, smirking into the dark. The past's dead, but the future's wide open, and Ellie's ready, or damn close. Thank you for listening to this incredible story. Our team would really appreciate it if you give us a like and comment. Your opinion is very important to us. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. See you soon.